So very good morning to everyone. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is three-dimensional geometry. So before starting this chapter, we must know that why we will be doing this chapter. So what's we are going to learn from this chapter? Actually, this chapter deals with the equations of a lines and planes in space. Look at here, this paper is like 2D. Suppose if I draw this thing, x, y, this is what? 2D axis, right? Now we will be writing the equation of a line and plane in 3D. Now 3D means what? There is another dimension comes into play. So x becomes this thing, y becomes this thing, and z becomes this thing. Clear? So another dimension, that is z axis, comes into play in 3D. So now this chapter deals with writing those equations in vector as well as Cartesian form. Now this is kind of like related with the chapter vectors, so you will be dealing with vectors in here. So your knowledge of the previous chapter must be very well to get a better idea of this chapter. So now before starting this thing, let us go through something. The first topic goes like, I think most of you will remember this one. The first topic is direction cosines and direction ratios. Now we will add direction cosines and direction ratios of a line. So we are finding the direction cosines and direction ratios not of a vector. We are finding direction cosines and direction ratios of a line. So how we do that? So first thing, how does a line looks like? So first, if I draw a diagram like this, now we are thinking of basic. Suppose a line is passing through, the basic means what? A line passing through the origin. So it's just a basic small simple line. So a line passing through the origin. Now we know one thing, a line is directed in two directions, that's this end as well as the opposite ends, right? So line has two directions, as this direction and this direction as well, right? So this is our x, this is our y, and this is our z. Now if I ask you that what are the angles made by the line L with x-axis, y-axis and z-axis? So first thing what you will say, so this one is an angle with x-axis and that we give it as alpha. We have done this one in previous chapter also. This one I will give it a name as beta. This one I will give it as a name as gamma. And these are known as direction angles. So the angles made by the line with the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis are known as direction angles. Now everything which we have dealt with vectors in the previous chapter, now we will just be adding lines in here, right? Now look at here carefully. These angles are actually the angles made by the line in this direction. Now for this direction the angles will be different. Look at here, the angles made by this side is alpha dash. This side, actually very look at it carefully, it will be beta dash, and this one will be your gamma dash. Now if I ask you the angles, can you tell me how much will it be? Look at here, alpha dash. If I think of this one as a straight line, this one is alpha, this whole thing is straight angle, so alpha dash will be equal to what? Pi minus alpha, right? Beta dash, if you look at it carefully, it will be what? Pi minus beta. Gamma dash will be equal to what? Pi minus, gamma, right? So when we are finding direction angles for a line, what we see is that there are two sets of direction angles. One is your alpha, beta, gamma, and the other one is your pi minus alpha, pi minus beta and pi minus gamma. Am I clear? But we will not be dealing with two sets. We will try to get only one set of direction angles. Clear? So then what we will do? Then comes a new thing, and that is known as directed line. Directed line means what? The line is being directed to only one direction. So I will just do like this. This is what a directed line looks like. So look at here. What is the difference? This is the difference. The line is extended in two opposite directions. But here directed line is extended only in one direction. Now if it's extended in one direction, what will be the direction angles? It will be alpha, beta, gamma. There will be no alpha dash, no beta dash, no gamma dash. Now comes, so this is our direction angles of directed line. Now can you tell me what are direction cosines? We have already done. Direction cosines are the cosine of the angles, of the direction angles. So direction cosines are nothing but the cosine of the direction angles. So if alpha is a direction angle, so cos alpha is your direction cosine, cos beta is your direction cosine, and cos gamma is your direction cosines. So these three are the direction cosines. The cos of the angles alpha, beta, gamma are known as direction cosines. Clear? Now, so this is what we got. We got the idea of direction angles and direction cosines. Now let's move on to a different thing. Now one thing, why we use why do we use this directed line? Because the directed line has only unique set of direction cosines. This is the reason we use only directed line, not a line. A line has two set of direction cosines, but we will be dealing with unique set of direction cosines. Okay, so that's the reason we deal with directed line. Now most of you will come up with a question. The question is, obviously we have taken for a simple one, right? When a line is passing through the origin. Now if a line is passing through here, then what happens? Then how to find the direction cosines of such line, right? Yes or no? Very, very simple. Now you tell me one thing. When two lines are parallel, what can I say about their slope? When two lines are parallel, what can I say about this slope? The slope of two lines which are parallel is equal, right? In the same way, what I will do is, in order to find the direction cosine of this line, I will think of a line which is parallel to this line and passing through the origin. Clear? So if I find the direction of cosine of this one, then since this one is parallel with this one, we can easily find the direction cosine of this one. Why? Because the direction cosine of this one will be equal to this, right? And we already know how to find direction cosine of this line. So it is what? Alpha, beta, gamma. So the direction cosine of this particular line which does not pass through origin will be same as cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Am I clear? So this is how we find direction cosines of a line which is not passing through the origin. Okay. Now what are direction ratios? Now the next point which comes is direction ratios. Now everyone listen very carefully. Direction ratios are numbers which are proportional to direction cosines. So what are direction ratios? Numbers which are proportional to direction cosines. So this is what direction ratio is. So what is direction ratio? So direction ratios are numbers which are proportional to direction cosines, right? Now one thing I missed out, that is cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, these direction cosines are denoted by L, M and N. Am I clear? So the direction cosines are denoted by L, M, N. Very, very important thing. You should know these denotions. Clear? Now, So numbers which are proportional to direction cosines. So I can say A is proportional to L, right? B is proportional to M. Now C is proportional to N. So these A, B, C, these numbers will be known as direction ratios. Okay, clear? Why? Because they are proportional to LMN. Now suppose if I say L, the values of LMN, let us say that to be half, 1 by root 2 and root 3 by 2. Obviously we can have values like this. When is cos alpha is half? We already know it's 60 degree. When cos alpha is 1 by root 2, it's 45 degree. And when cos alpha is root 3 by 2, it's 30 degree, right? So this is possible, cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Suppose direction cosines are these three values. So what will be direction ratios? Can I say 2 by 2, 2 by root 2, 2 root 3 by 2? This is one set of direction ratio. Same way, 5 by 2, 5 by root 2, 5 root 3 by 2. This is another set of direction ratios. Now, we can go on like this, 3 by 2, 3 by root 2 and 3 root 3 by 2. Another set of direction ratios. So can you tell me how many numbers you can find which are proportional to this direction cosines? There will be infinite numbers which can be proportional to this direction cosine. Okay, so what we can say, a line can have infinite direction ratio. Write down, very very important. So these are all what? Direction ratio. This one is what? Direction cosine. Direction cosine, and these are all its direction ratios. Am I clear? This is the value of L, this is the value of M, this is the value of N. Now write down one very very important thing, what I have just told you. The most important thing was that a line can have infinite direction ratios. A directed line, I'm sorry, a directed line. Even a line also can have a infinite direction ratios. So a directed line has a unique set of direction cosines but infinite direction ratios. Am I clear? So that's it.